guys, here we are. The Bull Ring at Las Vegas. You'll see a really cool name here, William Byron Jr. We've also got the world champion in here, Ryan Doucette. So we start off our race. P7. Just feeling our way out. This track is brand new, as usual. The modifieds are slick on this track if you don't stay to the inside, and you got to go real slow. So what I've kind of noticed is short track ovals, if you're in the middle or the outside of the track, it's just a losing game. But right away we move into lap 4 with our first caution. So let's spin this back and see what happens. There it is. Let's see what caused it. Looks like Todd just got himself loose. Yep, and the number 11 car was right on him. Get familiar with this guy. He'll pop back up later in the race. You can see even on the rejoin to the grid here, he's overly aggressive for no particular reason. He just kind of stayed that way the whole race. But we are sitting in P8, moving into lap 5, still under caution. The strength of field for this one was somewhere in the 3,500 range, which is incredible. We'll pull up SimHub here and see if we can get you my iRating in comparison. There you go. So 2,100. We got William Byron Jr. with 5,100, and that P right there means he's a world champion. 4.7 safety rating, 5,500 iRating, Ryan Doucette. So had our hands full here. I was expected to finish P13 or, 13th highest iRating in the group with a 2,100, so not terrible, I gotta say, but you can see in comparison to everybody else that I am well off where I'm supposed to be in this race. So coming into lap 7 of 90, as you can see. Doesn't stay under caution the whole time. I believe there was only one more caution. We had a pretty safe kind of run. But I gotta say, this race was a lot of visual coming at you. Let's give you a little ride along here. We are caution number 2, so let's hop out of here. Let's find out what happened. Spin it back and focus on crashes. real tight, real bunched up. See me in the background over here. Just looking back, taking the easy. 3 wide is never good, but they make it work. Very cool. And into the next corner, there's our caution. We go to the high side. Wow, car drives over another and then gets hit by the 11. Good. Unbelievable those cars were actually able to stay out on the racetrack. That's pretty amazing. These things are, for what they look like, they're pretty darn tough. As you can see, we're right in front of the 11. Like I said, we're going to be keeping an eye on him. This is only lap 12 going into 13. Yeah, there are 90 laps here. One of the cars did get damaged. So one of the that pink and black car went ahead and drove right into the pits. Got his tires off the ground. See how long he has to stay there. Taking a good look. We're still in good shape. Got number 15. Looks like in the pits there. Already on the ground, which means they're repairing damage. Unless he decided not to remove the fuel option, because these things got a massive tank. It seems to take quite a while to fill them back up. Look at that. 2 positions behind William Byron Jr. The standings here. Just being patient, trying to hang on to my car, not be too overwhelmed with it. Let's watch the restart from the cockpit again. Inside our new paint job, new liveries this year for Ascension Racing. Get to give us a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We'd love to have you stick around, and we'll keep the action coming. So now that's our buddy in the 11 car there, sent to the side. Trying to make something work on the outside here, trying to hang on to what number 10's kind of doing there. Ultimately, we will be passed, and with that slide, we're going to have another car punch right in next to us. As you can see, stuck in behind the 5. He brakes a little early, so we have to push. And another car go right past us. Quite a bit of racing on the outside line here, but held our own. See, 12 getting closer. We're going to drop down in front of him so he can't have the line. Tuck up right underneath 6. 6 is the one that was involved in the accident a little bit earlier, a couple laps here. Is that a 9? That's a 9. See, the pink and black car was coming out of the pits there this lap. He ended quite a few laps back. And, he did run extra cautious around everybody. Finding some space. Let the guys ahead of us battle, let them tires come in, and get the inside line here so the 5 can't have it. Drive out and take the position away. We're going to hang on to the inside because we're not quite clear yet. Just going to give him a little bit of a run to the outside line here. He misses his marker, and we are off. Still hanging on to the 6th car. Looking at P11 at this point. And that was lap number 25 of 90. Here we go with the 11. Let's take another look at what he was doing here. why I brought him up, because a lot of this type of stuff happened. Barely got the inside line, he drops down right on top of me. So let's bring that back. Now, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He may not have seen me, but I know in my car that my spotter actually told me that I was alongside somebody at that point, so I'm not blaming him, but I'm blaming him. Good run into 3, good run coming out of 4. Felt like I was faster than this guy, and he was just doing everything he could. Instead of driving out the front windshield, he drove a lot out of the mirror. But here in turn 3 on the next lap, it gives him no option. Stay inside. Nice narrow line. He'll get a good run off of here. We're out of there. A little bit. Push up high, bang off the wall, gives him a run. He's going to go to the inside and take the position back, and the car's behind him. We're going to stay wide here. See, gives us a little bump, a little shoulder, no big deal. Can't really blame that on him, can't really blame that on me. I think that was more of a racing incident. I'm going to hold the line as 5 comes past us here. He's still inside, so we're trying to take a late exit, get a good late entry, get a good exit. 12 does slip inside, and we're relegated to last place at this point, but still plenty of racing to go. Lap number 32 of 90. File in, so we can see that they're doing the same thing. They're getting bunched up by the 11 car. Here's your opportunity. We'll take a shot, but they're not doing anything but hanging on right now. Enemy, nice. Here we go. 5's going for it. Pushes the 11 outside. He's gonna have to slow down from both of us. 12 on the outside. I'm going to take advantage, tuck myself right in there. He drops down, gives us a little wheel bang, but we have the inside, so there isn't much he can do except for tuck in, give him excellent drive out, take the inside line. So we'll swap positions here. Go back and forth for a couple of laps. I do the same thing to him. Parking on the apex, which he don't like, but he finds his way through. On the inside, I know he's a little bit anxious to get past me, so I give him plenty of room. You can see on the back straight, he gives me another bump. I'm going to hold to the outside. Now we got this lapper coming up here, so I'm going to dive below the lapper, not even thinking about the 11, which puts us in good position. He gets stuck behind the lapper, that number 11 car, and we're off to chase down the 12. Moved ourselves up to 12 position at this point. Braking zone was interesting. He's kind of doing the diamond shape, but we get past him pretty easily. We're going to go wide so he can't have the line tuck right back down, so he can't cut underneath us. Textbook, very simple, nice and smooth, nice and safe. Now we'll run laps. Lap number 41, coming up to the halfway point here. Couple of laps. That puts us in P11. Tap of the wall, but nothing that really hurts us. Don't believe I got incident points in this race, as a matter of fact. Let's see. We got 0 incidents, which is excellent. And look at the 11 car, 16 incidents, 12 car, 12 incidents. Everybody else ran fairly clean, except for it looks like AZ, which I don't think I heard too much about him over the radio there, so I imagine that he was just having a tough time and found himself into some bad luck. At this point, I know that the car behind is going good and trying to save himself some tires. I'm trying to do the same thing. We're just going to run consistent laps for a while. I believe we stayed around 14.3 at this point. 14.5, okay. My goal was 14.3s at this point in the race, so I wasn't too unhappy. Take a look at the lap chart here. We're at lap number 47. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. We're doing very well. We got a good gap out front, good gap out back. We're just kind of going with the flow of the track, taking what we can get. I know at some point I do realize that I'm a little bit quicker than the 5 car here, but I don't do anything to increase my pace. I didn't want to make any mistakes and have the gap close and the cars behind me. I figured if we could stay clean, there would be a chance that I'd get to race him, but I wasn't unhappy with me just hanging in to the race and doing as well as I could. See where the action is on the track here, guys. Looking at number 6, Jonah. This guy, if you remember, was one of the cars that spun earlier. I believe he got driven right over. Didn't end himself in the pits, but nice showing out of him. PJ Merrill, that's the 9, okay. See, the 6 is actually 2 cars behind me, 4 cars rather. At this point, he's in P5 here, the 9 car battle. Keep an eye on him. Focusing on crashes. I do believe there's one more caution. I know it's late in the race, but there is one more to tighten it up for the last little split, and this is what actually gives us an advantage here, because we become the lucky dog. Lap number 57. Gap out behind us is increasing. Gap out in front is also increasing, but we're in a nice gap to run some practice laps, which is kind of what I wanted to find, you know, toward the middle of this race, because I'm not very familiar with this car. So stay smart, keep our eyes open, head on the swivel. And, if we can find the run, you know, where we go ahead and try to work on lap times, we'll improve. Stay in the race and capitalize on any mistakes. The cars ahead was my strategy. Never had the idea of being fast, so keep an eye on Ryan and our buddy Blake back here and see what happens. We believe that they have the next incident, so let's see what happens with their battle right now. See, the leaders are coming up on them. Ryan doing everything he can to defend. Blake just punts him right out of the way, takes the position. Ryan keeping his composure. He's going to go ahead and fall behind the 11 car here. Those are the leaders catching up to these two. So they are being shown the black flag here. You don't have to go immediately, but obviously if the car behind you looks like he wants to pass you, he's close enough to do so, just give him a little space. We're not fighting with him. I think 12 went to go ahead and do that, and that lapper just kind of didn't give him the opportunity to do so by taking that line. There goes the 12. So he's going to fall behind the leaders here, tuck himself in. This is a good point in the race for me. If I do get lapped, I'm not totally upset about it. I just kind of go ahead and see where their lap, their braking points, their turning points are, and see if there's anything I can do to improve by learning from them. You can see us here in 11th, lap number 67 coming up right now. They're in 11th, and the 11th car is making up ground. He's ignoring them leaders and charging his way down. So you got Ryan Doucette, you got William Byron Jr., and Tyler Cox. They're all fighting it out for P 1, 2, and 3. Just behind me and the number 11 car. I'm running smooth, saving tires. The 11 is obviously going to try to get as close as he can. He isn't concerned about his tires at this point. I can see it in my mirror. I try not to let him phase me. If he did happen to get too close, I was just going to give him the position. But you can see I'm trying to protect my line. Gets the inside, I move to the outside, gets that good run, and we're going to move for him. And we're going to stay to the outside so we don't contact with William Byron Jr. We're 3 wide into turn 3. I hold that third lane as tight as I can get it. Drop in behind the top 3. We're still in front of the 12 car who we're battling with for position. So we're going to keep an eye on the 11, knowing that he's not giving any space for the leaders to battle. Ed, call me wrong. I'm fine with that. He needs some space, cuts right back in front of me. Same as earlier in the race. Let's go focus back on what I try to do. As I said, I do believe that I'm faster than the 11. How he's exiting corners more specifically. I'm not too concerned about is he entering as long as I don't hit him. Backing off there in the middle of 3 and 4 and drop right in front of me in 1. At this point I'm anticipating that's how he's going to race, so you can see I'm overly cautious of him. I am trying to keep a lot of pressure on him and let him know that I don't want him to have the position he's in. Same time, I'm having to keep an eye on the 12 car behind me. And we give a little bump. That was probably on me. He hit the brakes and I did. 12 car slips by us. I got to shake it off knowing that the 4th and 5th position running guys are just behind me. So probably going to recollect myself here, move to the outside. Try to let them both pass, but they decide to go side by side. So it's going to cost us one more corner. Luckily for us, the 12 and 11 get together, and we happen to squeak by just before the caution flag hits. So let's try to see what happened with these guys here. Number 11's up high, drops down low. It just takes a little bit of bumper from 12. We happen to squeak by behind the 7 and in front of the 11 and 12, while the 12 gets hit in the rear by somebody who's on the lead lap. Now, what happened was it took these guys down, and with the caution being so late in the race on lap number 80, actually made me the lucky dog. So the leaders are just ahead of me here. You can see them 1, 2, 3, and 4 with 5th behind me, and I'm going to get the wave around to get my lap back, which the guys behind me at this point are not able to get, so I don't have to worry about them, and the rest of the race is smooth as pie. Get waved around for lucky dog, keep to the outside, don't hit anybody. Couldn't decide if I wanted to pit there, but decided to just hang it in there for the next 10 laps. We're on lap number 82. Only 8 more laps until the finish. So couldn't be happier about the position at this point. We're on the lead lap and have an opportunity to fight for P10. We're actually moved into P7 for a little while, but they get the wave around. With the lucky dog, you fall to the end of the longest line when you restart. So no real advantage other than the idea that it's a huge advantage. You get your lap back. So here we are getting everybody's sweep on through. There's a little bit of confusion. You'll see it as we go ahead for the restart. A couple of people were actually told to pass me back. So just as everybody's going ahead and trying to take off, I'm told to let these three pass me. 12 and 13 kind of bang into each other. 12's heads and then I'm passing me, but then I get to run after him. And we are funneled down on the restart. A little bit of distance behind the pack, huh? Lap number 85, and we're on P10.
Hey,
Joe.
what's you up to now?
Finishing up the stream for YouTube on the race I just finished. I was in the race with William Byron Jr.
Why do I know that name?
from NASCAR.
Well,
And Ryan Doucette, who's a world champion on iRacing here, was also in the race. So I finished top 10, which was very cool.
yeah.
There you go.
What's your strength of field?
30. You know what? I'm still wrapping up the YouTube, so let's finish the last lap here. I'll quit and I'll let you know.
Right on.
There you go. So that's a P10. 90 laps complete. Las Vegas is the bull ring. And for our results, huge jump on safety rating, 0.83 on safety rating, and gained 5 on I rating. I love that. But a 3,100 strength of field. Like I said, really cool. This is the first time I've raced one of the world champions in Ryan Doucette. And we got to race with William Byron Jr., who is kind of a big deal. But, all right, YouTube, thanks for checking us out again. Hope we see you again. Catch you next time.